Okay. Well, today I'm gonna stack and cut a wool head. I don't know why. People struggle with it, it seems like. But basically, for head material, you can use ram's wool off the hide. You can use like Icelandic sheep underfur. I really like Sanyo's laser dub just because it's consistent. I have sculpin wool from Hairline. It comes basically as a big clump of wool. I don't know. It gets wet and shrinks down and they put it in a package. But basically you pull it apart, you cut it to the length you want, and then you treat it like a dubbing. And you just kind of separate all these fibers, loosen them all out of there. And just like when you use a dubbing, so if you were to use laser dub, right, you pull it out of the package, and basically all the fibers are going to be randomly oriented. And if you were to just tie it in like that, you'd catch about a quarter of your fibers, and when you go to pluck it all out, you pull out about half your head. So what you want to do is you want to take it and lightly pinch down and just separate it, and basically the friction from pulling the material out of there is going to orient all the fibers in the same direction. I'm going to pull off a little bit and say that's the head, that's the belly, and that's the nose, whatever. So I'm just pulling this apart. Rest this right on top. I tie it in about 50-50. Just loosely catch it right up tight against the eye. 2 turns and roll her over. I got this clip on here because the craft fur is just reverse tied and it's just sitting in there loose, and I'm going to use the wool to force it backwards. So that's what that's there for. Like to pinch this one right up under the eyes here. Catch it in there. I'm going to wrap in front of this stack and then back through the center of that stack, and then moving forward, a couple turns and a half hitch, call that good. Then for this guy, I think I'd do this with the craft fur, maybe somewhere else on a different video. I don't know. I don't remember. But basically, if you kind of just make this a little bit wider, you can put it in your side, the back side, and underneath. And then with a good loose wrap, it'll close all the way around. 2 solid wraps. You can bring your thread through and tie that off. Oh yeah, that looks good, huh? Making it up. Anyway, so when you're orienting your fibers, if you do it too much, well, I don't know if you can do it too much, but I don't do it a lot, because basically you want some fibers tied in short and some tied in long and some tied in sideways, so that when you go to pluck it out, you get a nice big full head, right? That way you can trim it without making it look wiry. I have a problem getting good on the hide ram's wool, which is why I like that sculpin wool and laser dub. A lot of times it seems like the dyeing process hurts the material and you get a lot shorter fibers. And when you do it off the hide, you probably should pluck out some of your insulative hairs right up tight against the base. But basically you pluck that out, pull off whatever got loosened up, and now we can trim this sucker. Good, this is going to be a nice short video. When you trim it, first thing I do is I cut away anything over the eyes, because I want this fly to be able to see where it's going so it doesn't get snagged up. Know what I'm saying? So whatever, 1 or 2 cuts. Basically, you can rest your scissors on the eye and just trim it away. That'll get you pretty close, and then put a nice angle cut up towards the front of the hook eye. Flip her over. I like a little bit of my collar to stay on the belly, so basically I'm going to hold that down and pull the rest of this up and kind of hold it at an angle so it's straight up and then fans down so it kind of bleeds into the collar. And you can just kind of go up, and with a series of cuts you can just blend that in. And so when I cut that, my scissors were flat, right? And we cut the eye, so you have like a 90-degree angle. It looks fishy. Anyway, you can leave it at that, but I just come in, I support my hand and other hand on the vise so my hands aren't super shaky because I had a lot of caffeine. And then I cut this at about a 45-degree angle, and it just kind of bleeds that head in there right into the collar. Boom. If you need anything with super short strokes, you can clean some fibers away from the eye of your hook there. And then when I do the top collar, again, I like to hold my collar down with my left hand, and then you kind of just pull what you're going to trim off. Helps with consistency so you can make each fly the same. Of course, I just eyeball it anyway, but. And then once you got your collar and your head separated, you can kind of form this into a mohawk. Just like we did on the bottom, and just kind of bleed it back into the head. Then come through and clean up that edge with a few 45s. And that's a fishy head right there. Like, that was quick trim job, right? Consistent trim job. You put a method to it and you can repeat it, right? If you just eyeball it every time, it kind of all turn out a little different. But boom, there you go. If you want to pick it out one more time, make it nice and full for a picture or something, make sure you didn't miss anything, but you're good to go. Whack them and stack them. So this is what we got going on. A few customs, some craft fern wool, good looking fly, articulated bait fish, got some sculpin looking things, call them the Martians. Look at that blended throat. Look at that. Oh man. Yeah, I know, it's kind of a butt monkey variation. But that's all. Quick and easy. Quick and easy. Leave a comment and let me know if there's anything you want to see in specific, like, I don't know, spinning a deer hair head or stacking deer hair or attaching lead eyes or articulations or I don't know. Let me know so that I can actually help somebody instead of just making random stuff. But have a good one. See you, bye.